Good morning, everybody. Buddy here at Bert's Garage. Rainy day here in South Carolina, but nice and cool, which is really nice. I want to give you an idea of what we're going to be dealing with this week. And now, if you saw my video from last week, I think, of the engine running. So I got the engine running, and I'm going to flip this around so I can show you a couple things that reared its ugly head while we were running it the other day. Couple things. We got the engine running, and I noticed, besides incredibly loud, but smoke was just coming, exhaust fumes were coming all through the engine. So I got underneath of it and pulled the exhaust off and found out that there are like 3 bolts that actually hold this exhaust, I guess it's like a header, to the manifold, and only like 1 bolt were on each side, so all of this was not connected. It wasn't keeping a good seal, so we were getting fumes everywhere. Luckily I had an extra one. This isn't my extra one, and I'm cleaning, this is like a gasket that goes around here that seals it. That gasket is a asbestos, old-timey gasket, so I'm going to clean that off today with my mask, because asbestos you don't want to be around. Also, I'm going to do some welding today and weld a new exhaust pipe. So I'm going to try to make my own exhaust, but I want it to be sealed at least, so it gets the fumes out of here, because it's pretty bad. And I'll show you where the manifold's right here. There's a couple bolts broken off. So, and this is the old exhaust that I took out right here. And this one had been crushed, as you can see right here. It had been hit somewhere and had bent really bad, so it wasn't getting a good flow. So we're going to be working on that today. And since I have to replace the manifold, I have a backup manifold which I just showed you. I've got to take, sorry to say, I got to take all my carburetors back off. So I'm going to take all this off, soak all these bolts really well, and let it sit probably overnight, because you certainly don't want to break one of these bolts. It's really it caused a lot of problems to try to get those bolts out. So today I'm taking all this off. Carburetors, we have not adjusted the carburetors. Everett just got back yesterday, so I want to get the manifold back together, get everything back on before we adjust the carbs. So that'll be done later next week, but just want to give you a little update. But the engine it sounds pretty strong, and we'll see how it goes. And I appreciate you coming along with me. Thanks. Good morning, Buddy here from Bert's Garage. Let me show you what I ended up doing yesterday. I did get the manifold, got the bolts. Let me turn this around, I'll show it to you. I got all the bolts loosened so I can take the manifold off. This is wrapping that helps to keep the hot temperature from the headers here away from the carburetors. So I'll be putting that back on the replacement. I have a replacement headers for the manifold here, so I'll be replacing that, and when I put it all back together. I'm sort of waiting until I get the gaskets in this week to make sure I know where everything goes, so I don't want to take it completely off yet. Also, I'm working on getting the old they call it donut gaskets that go right around this little lip right here. In the old days they were made of asbestos, and that's probably the asbestos. Then I need to work on straightening this out so this pipe is actually straight, and as you can see, it's got a bend in it. So I got a torch, and I'm going to heat this up, see if I can't get that straight before I weld this new piece on. So stay tuned. I'll give you an update a little later. Thanks. Hey, you like that, huh? We got all new gaskets up here. It said torque them once they get hot. How in the hell are you going to torque them? Take them all apart again?
Yeah.
That's insane. Good morning, everybody, on a beautiful Saturday morning in South Carolina. Want to go over a couple things. We got the engine running pretty decent, did some adjusting, and we just have to run it. That's the biggest thing. The regulator that I had on here, the pressure gauge would never work, so I got it boxed up. We're sending it back. I'm getting a different one. It did run pretty good, but we could never get the gauge to work. So, you know, even though it's very inexpensive, I just don't think I should be paying for something that doesn't work. So I'm sending it back. So I'm going to give you a little update what's going on here. I did get the exhaust back on. All the exhaust is back. I ordered the new pieces for the exhaust, and once it gets in, I'm going to continue to build it. I put the hanger. Oh, hold on a second. There is a new hanger right there. You probably can't see it without much light. So did some areas that when I put the new floorboard in, I put some sealer around it, which is nice, and I also put some undercoating in underneath there. So that's looking really good. The interior is coming along. I took the door cards in my truck, and I'm going to start working on the door cards in my shop over with the air conditioning on. But the back is looking pretty good. Had to do some customizing. I don't have the little snaps on yet, so everything will snap down and stay down. Also, I want to make this back piece. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go with a vinyl back section, or am I going to go with a some sort of plaid? So I'm thinking about a dark tartan plaid, and I'm thinking about doing the top half of the doors in a tartan and the bottom half in black. So I'm still up in the air about that. Depends on what I could find. So that's where we stand on that. So once we get the exhaust, we can get the exhaust on there, then I can get it lowered and we can run it and drive it around a little bit. The engine smoked a little bit yesterday because of all the oil. I had cleaned all the that valve cover has been leaking for years and no one had ever cleaned it. So I took the carbs off and the manifold and redid the exhaust. I had the opportunity to clean all of that, so that's nice and clean now. And I'm gonna put the hood on, but I'm thinking about getting some louvers put into the hood before I put it on. The hood's not really very valuable, but I think some louvers would be really good. It would look cool, more like a hot rod, but also would get some of the heat. These things are notorious for having too much heat. So you get some of the heat out of the engine bay. I'm also going to put a fan, auxiliary fan on the front here. And I did put some heat wrapping on my manifold. If you could look right down in there, you could see it. So that's a heat wrapping, so it'll try to keep it cooler. But it's the brakes are good. Once I get it running, I can get it outside and I can sand it and buff it. The interior didn't turn out too bad. The black, I don't have the center in yet because I've still got some trying to decide on the radio to put in there before I put it all back together. And I'm also probably going to switch out that steering wheel and put just a solid black, thicker. I like a steering wheel with a little bit more of the outside is thicker, like a racing one. It just feels better. And so that's our update for the day, for this week. And I'm going to run to UPS and send that part back, and then I'll get back with you guys sometime next week for the exhaust. Thanks for joining me. Share, like, and subscribe.